Hi everyone, welcome to MN Talks and another weekly episode of How Subscribed Are You? And today I have Manoj with me. Manoj, first of all, welcome for taking out the time and coming on the show.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Manoj, everybody knows you professionally. You're a Chief Transformation Officer at Wunderman Thompson for South Asia. Professionally, people know you. We know you through your LinkedIn profile. But is there something which people don't know about you? Maybe just your friends and family. Something interesting. Please share it with the audience here.
Okay, so something which only very close people know to me is I love photography, and I've recently taken up sailing. For a person who's a non-swimmer, I think that's a challenge I've taken up. You could call it a midlife crisis, but I enjoy sailing right now. I love the sea.
Wow.
And it's always a pleasure to be out there in the middle of the sea with no motor, which is always exciting.
Oh, that's amazing because for example, I knew your interest in photography because I see your Instagram and I saw that these are all artistic pictures with your, unique perspective. But sailing is something new. Like any lessons you have learned while sailing, something which keeps you going?
Two lessons actually. One, you require a lot of patience, right? And second, trust the wind. Otherwise, you're dead in the sea. So it's been very interesting because when you're out in the sea without a motor, right, and you're really relying on some other force to take you around, you really need to trust that force, right, and be able to understand that, or you're likely to capsize or get stuck. Those are two alternatives you have in the middle of sailing. But it's a beautiful experience, and I would recommend people to do that.
No, that's amazing. Huh? Like I'm getting excited hearing about it.
Yeah. So you should try it out. Or next time you're in Mumbai, let me know. I'll take you out.
I will because, I just very recently started to try skiing at this age because I'm in Poland. And I enjoyed it, but I know what you mean. It's so difficult because, you see all these kids of 2-3 years old, like skiing like professionals. And then you have somebody like me falling down after every 60 seconds on my ass.
Sailing is the same, right? I'm not a professional at all. I barely can move the boat around right now, but there are too many things to learn. So you're always dependent on someone else, right? And you always get stuck where you've lost the wind and you have to figure out, okay, how do you get the wind back and get back into moving? So yeah, it's good. And I think everyone should take up some new hobby. It actually helped me during these COVID times, especially when you're locked out in a room all day and then suddenly you get to sail all in the sea and just get that vastness available to you to move about. So it's a beautiful experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really nice. And now I'll jump into our show. And the first question for you is the title of the show, Manoj. How subscribed are you? Talk about some subscriptions you have in your life.
Oh, I think I am subscribed a lot, right? Right from your basic newspaper to getting milk delivery as a service to your more advanced, what you have today, OTT platforms, shopping on Amazon Prime, name it. I think I would have a class close, I don't know, 20 odd subscriptions going on right now in some form or the other. Because everyone requires a subscription, including getting a coding app subscribed for my son, which is nothing but he makes games and plays on it. So I'm wondering why am I subscribing to it, but it's good.
No, that's great because every time I speak to somebody who has so many subscriptions, because I'm like also completely subscribed, it's really a pleasure. And you understand how it is adding convenience to your life or how it is adding some experiences which you could not get from another channels. I think it's very interesting. And on to my second question, since you have so many subscriptions, if you had to pick just one as your favorite, which one would it be?
I think right now my favorite would be the Amazon Prime. Primarily because it's one subscription that offers you multiple services, right? From shopping, music, video, all put in together. Right? So I really rely on it a lot for shopping. I think it was very helpful during the COVID times to be able to get things delivered to you, especially when things are in low demand available in your local areas. So I really rely on that. I think that's one app we have on practically every device in the house. So very useful across.
Nice. And my last question.
And my sailing subscription, I would say. My sailing subscription is very helpful. That's an annual thing. It's an annual fee we pay. So I think that's definitely the most useful.
I think that is super interesting, right? That you want to get into sailing and you want to enjoy the experience, and you get this subscription which you get certain things like the boat or
Yeah,
drink.
yeah, it's like a club membership, right? You pay annually and they can go use it any number of times. So I still qualify that as a subscription because it's a service you pay annually for use, and you need to renew it year on year. So it's another subscription model, and I think we all have subscription models in our life right from very early on. I think the very first subscription I remember ever subscribing to was the Reader's Digest. Right? I know that people in the newer generation may not know about it, but those are things we grew up with, and it's very useful subscription to have at that time.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's the concept of subscription is very old. But only thing is because right now we have so much clutter and this, the new generation which is talking about, oh, this is like death of ownership. I really don't want to own stuff, but I'm only interested in outcome. I think that's an interesting thing which is happening all over the world from quite a few years, and it's very interesting to see the way things are coming up in India. I mean, we have like new subscription models coming in, like like your innerwear, like your clothes, your coffee, your tea. So I think this space would become very interesting, and that's where my next question comes, right? Because
Yeah.
it's such a wide space and it's upcoming. If if I were to ask you that, I would grant you one wish in 2021 to give you a subscription service which you really would love to have in your life.
I think I would like to have a subscription service which allows me a farm stay, like at least a couple of weekends a month, where I can just go and experience a farm stay. This is coming from a city guy, right? Who's been born and brought up in a city. But today, when you see the times that we are in, I think having a huge area to stay and just relax in a quiet space, I would definitely go and jump on it. Right? I'm sure it will come at its premium, but I believe it will be worth all of it.
No, this is a great wish because Manoj, I think a lot of things are happening here in, for example, Europe, right? People get
Okay.
this piece of, because the land, you need to have a piece of land. So instead of just owning it, like you get it on a subscription, and
Okay.
you can stay there on weekends, or also like it's a community driven thing, and all the subscribers, they come on the weekend, and you actually get to like own like a piece of land where you can grow your stuff, and you get updated on
Interesting.
what's happening. And I think that is something which you need right now.
Yes, I definitely do need. In India, it's still not there, at least, or I have not come across. I think you still need to own the property. Probably what they provide is maintenance of the property, but then owning a property where you're not going to be staying for a long period of time wouldn't make sense. So I think subscription will be great. Even if it's a couple of weekends a month, I would be happy to do that.
Absolutely. And since we're talking about this, and I know I've been asking you as a consumer, but I cannot help myself asking you one more question, right? This whole transformation which you are leading at Wonderman Thompson, and I know you speak to so many clients, so many big businesses in South Asia, in India. Uh, are there like one or two points which you would like to tell people who are at the leadership position, so that it becomes, I know everybody wants to transform, everybody wants to get into like new models like subscription, but any one or two very key advices for these people so that they understand what transformation or getting into a model like subscription entails for them as leaders?
Yeah, see, I think transformation has to be looked at as how you're going to generate business, right? That's what transformation has all been about, right? How do you use technology and data in today's world to create a new revenue stream? And I see a lot of clients now doing that, right? I think especially during the COVID times, you've had clients line digital only products. Right? They've gone live with that. We are seeing subscription model come in usual FMCG spaces like Dollar Shave and other resources. Right? So I think clients are exploring it, and they should explore to see what part of their businesses they could look at subscribing. Right? We have had subscription services. Right? So if you look at the water purifier business, you buy it, but you buy a subscription for the service of it. Right? But similarly, can we look at other models in different businesses that we have, where you pay some part of it to start off or buy it, and then you maintain it or you service using a subscription. So if businesses look at that, then I'm sure there is new revenue for them to look at. right? Because most businesses are still dependent on the unorganized sector for services. But if they bring it in and bring it as their own business model, then it's definitely something to look at for them to go ahead.
Awesome. I think that's a great advice, and it was really nice talking to you. And guys, if you're listening to this show, you already have like a big opportunity, and you already have one subscriber sitting right here, Manoj. That if you can bring together this, the farm, staying on a farm, or experiencing that village life, rural life on a farm on weekends, I think that's a great and huge space. So if you're listening to this, and if you want an idea is right here. And Manoj, since you know one of my passions, which is shisha, I'm also
Yes.
thinking about starting a shisha subscription. So I will also sign you as the first subscriber.
Oh, please do. I've always enjoyed that. We have had good times over shishas for quite some time in Jaipur. So I will look forward to it, and I think definitely you should, because I think what I remember is the different opportunity to taste different flavors, which was never looked at from a shisha. So I think you have a great idea. Just go ahead and do it.
Thank you, Manoj. And I think it was, like always, really great to have you here. It was fun talking to you. And thank you for
Nice
taking
talking to
the time.
you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.